Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Southern Progressive. I'm your host, Jason Hurst. Just want to welcome to you to a quick episode. Um, Another video from the Bernie Sanders video channel, which I strongly suggest you go subscribe and check out. They drop videos multiple times a day, and they're usually very well made and very impactful. Um, some good news. I guess it turns out that Amazon is agreeing to paying a minimum wage to all of its employees, $15 an hour. Let's just check out what Senator Sanders has to say, and we'll talk about it.
On earth, because the wages he has paid his employees are so low that many of them are forced to go on food stamps, Medicaid, and subsidized housing and other governmental programs. Today, I want to give credit where credit is due. And I want to congratulate Mr. Bezos for doing exactly the right thing. Today, he has raised the minimum wage at Amazon and Whole Food effective next month. He has raised that minimum wage to $15 an hour, and that applies not only to full-time workers at Amazon, but to part-time workers and temporary workers as well. Further, Mr. Bezos has indicated his support for raising the national minimum wage. And as someone who was introduced a $15 an hour federal minimum wage, I very much look forward to working with him in this area. Let me take this opportunity to thank the many hundreds of Amazon workers who contacted our office talking about the wages and working conditions that they were employed under. And we also want to take this opportunity to thank the heroes and heroines at the Fight for 15 movement, a movement which started off in the fast food industry a number of years ago, but is sweeping the country. I thank them very much for all that they do. What Mr. Bezos today has done is not only enormously important for Amazon's hundreds of thousands of employees, it could well be, and I think it will be, a shot heard around the world. Mr. Bezos and Amazon are now leading the way, but there is absolutely now no reason why other profitable corporations like Walmart, like the fast food industry, like retail in general, and other employees, no reason now why they also should not be paying their employees at least $15 an hour. Bottom line is that in the richest country in the history of the world, we are seeing massive levels of income and wealth inequality. That in this country, our standard should be that if you work 40 hours a week, you should not be living in poverty. So once again, I congratulate Mr. Bezos on his decision, and I hope very much that other corporate leaders around the country will follow his example. Thank you all.
All right. So this is such good news. I hope Bernie's right. I hope that this does spawn a wildfire. Um, that's the positives, right? Positives is that Amazon is trying to lead the way on raising that minimum wage, and it's nice. But here's the negatives I think of, and I don't want to say negatives. Some takeaways that pop into my head. I know what's going to happen. Like libertarian type folks or corporatists are like, look, look, the free market works. It works. The oligarchy overlords, that they're doing the right thing on their own. They don't. No, they didn't. They didn't. Bernie Sanders is one of the most it is not one of, is the most popular politician right now in the United States, and he has relentlessly been attacking Amazon for this exact reason, with the hopes that he can change from the the bottom up. In other words, he obviously he didn't make it to the presidency, but he's trying to affect change by with political pressure. That's what's happening here. It's not like Jeff Bezos woke up in the morning and went, you know what? Everyone just makes too little bit of money. No, he. There's videos of him. I don't have one pulled up, but there's videos of him applauding himself with the culture of Amazon the way it was before this change, and this change's not even taking place until next month. But no, so this is what the government, a government that's here for us, the people, does. This is what we can have. We can have politicians who fight for us. We just have to pick the right ones, and we have to see the value in politicians who don't take large corporate donations and aren't in the pocket of Wall Street and the corporations, and political figures that are going to fight for the everyday person. So this is good news. Obviously, very good news. I hope Bernie is right that other big corporations take this, sees it as a good way of doing business. Amazon shows them that it's possible. I mean, they know it's possible. They know it's possible, but shows them that, hey, this is something everybody else needs to step up and do because we're doing it here. We'll see. We'll see. It's also interesting that what Bernie said is that Jeff Bezos is going to be working with Bernie. So that's interesting. That Jeff was willing to do like not a 180, because I don't think Jeff Bezos. I don't know what his reactions to what Bernie Sanders has been doing lately is. I don't think I've seen that or heard that. If they were negative, or if he was upset about them, or made claims against them, or whatever it was. But I guess it's a good thing that he's willing to work with Bernie Sanders on trying to get a federally mandated. Now I guess it's in his best interest to do that now that he's doing it. Let's make the competition do it too. So I can see maybe there's a little bit of like competitiveness edge to that. Like, okay, let's spin this. Let's give our people $15 an hour, but we're not going to stop there. We're not going to be the only ones to take the hit. We need everyone else. We need Walmart to do it too, or we're not going to be as competitive anymore. But I mean, even if it's a small margin, we're not going to be as competitive. So now, let's double down. Let's give our workers $15 an hour. Look like the heroes, which they do. They look like the heroes. Then work with Bernie and the politicians to get this as a federal law, because now we have to level that playing field again. So I can see that. Is that bad? No, I don't think that's bad. I think that's good. It's kind of working the system, I guess, using the system against itself in a way. So, all right, good news. We'll see what happens next.